Good morning, everybody. We wanted to pick up where we left off yesterday, and so far this week we've had everything related to the eating habits and keeping the nutrition and all that stuff going in your loved one or your patient you're caring for. And so today I had promised you the game changer for us. This was probably one of the most important products that we had using when Mom was sick, because not only do they come to a point where they forget how to chew, you're scared they're going to get choked when they swallow, but they also will forget things like being able to use utensils, being able to suck through a straw. Sometimes you'll have to kind of massage their throat to help them remember to swallow. So I want to introduce you to the product that helped us so much. It's made by a company named BOON, B-O-O-N. It looks like it's a subsidiary to the company Tomy, T-O-M-Y. And a lot of these products are educational products for kids, and they're to teach kids how to do things in life. But I'm trying to talk to some of the PR companies to see if they have ever thought about approaching it from the other end of the spectrum. They're coming from the kid point of the spectrum. I'm coming from the point of the spectrum to where they're coming to end of life, and you're still wanting to keep what they had originally taught the kids to do. You're wanting to keep it inside the person's head and keep it repetitive so they remember how to do these things longer. So I'm going to tell you and show you this wonderful product. Now, I did use a colored liquid because I wanted you to be able to see it to come up through the straw. It's a blue plastic cup that comes with 3 rubber bulb-like lids. And so you place them on top of the cup, and there's a straw, and you fill the cup up, put the top on, put the straw in it, and then when you put it to your loved one or patient's mouth, you press down on the bulb, and what this does is it pushes the liquid up through the straw and into the patient or your loved one's mouth. And once it hits their mouth, it's like it turns a light bulb on, and it helps them remember how to suck through the straw. So that's what this product is. It helps you get liquids and things into your patient to keep them hydrated, because the last thing you want to do is for them to get hydrated. So you need to always keep them hydrated. My mom, she always loved to drink coffee and Coke, so we needed her to drink more water. So another good thing is they have the flavor packs that you can put in your water. She always loved Orange Crush, so I found the Orange Crush packets and I would add it in her water. I bought her several varieties, and so she could have different tastes. So you can kind of trick them to think that they're drinking Orange Crush when really they're drinking water with the Orange Crush powder in it, and it just keeps them hydrated. So I'm going to show you this product. Without further ado, it was a game changer. I love this product, and so I want to show it to you. Okay. So this is the cup. You see it's a plastic cup. You see the bulb top. What this does is it's got a ring. You can see the ring around it, and that shows you that when you're putting the bulb top on, this is where the edge of the top of the cup should be, where this line is, and so it gives you some flexibility at the top. So I'm going to kind of stand away because I don't want this to shoot all over me. But I want you to watch how when you push the bulb down, it pushes the liquid up through the straw and into the patient's mouth and helps them remember how to drink through a straw. So I'm going to try it and see, and hope I don't get any on me. So you push down, and you see how it came up through the straw. Push down, comes up through the straw. Once it would hit Mom's mouth, it would trigger something in her that would help her remember how to swallow. So that's another big thing with dementia patients and Alzheimer patients. They sometimes they can't tell you what they need. Like with my dad had ALS. He could still talk to the very end. He could tell us what he needed, even though he could not use any of his limbs. Mom was a different story. It was almost like having a baby, because they can't tell you when they need to be changed, or if something's hurting, or if they're hungry, or anything like that. So that's why this product was so great for us. I had a yellow jacket after me. These things really help. So first of all, this week we've talked about using bold colored plates, section plates, red. They suggest red, but red or orange, anything that would draw their attention. If you're using a white plate, it's like pouring a blanket of snow over their food, and when they look at the plate, they see nothing. I don't know why the brain does this, but it's been proven. And then we talked about when there comes a point when the person you're caring for can't chew well because, say, their dentures don't fit anymore, or that don't fit well, or you're scared they're going to get choked or strangled. So you can use things like a blender, or a food chopper, or a food processor, or say, like if you made beef stew, you don't want their food to be bland because you want them to eat. And sometimes you have to use tough love. Sometimes I would have to tell Mom, Mom, you know how I take you out every day, and we go shopping and get something to eat and get coffee and all that. Do you enjoy doing that? And she would say yes. And I said, well, okay, you've got to eat to keep up your strength, because if you just sit down and do nothing, you're not going to be able to do it anymore. And so it's using things like that. So they can, if you're cooking dinner and you're saying, oh, I got to cook something different for them, you don't. They can eat what you eat. You just may have to use your blenders and stuff like that to mix it up. It'll still have all those good seasoning and spices and stuff like that in it. Now, I'm not saying, some people have diabetes. You have to watch out for sugar. Some people are not supposed to use a lot of salt, but you can use really good seasonings like Italian seasoning or lemon pepper, different things like that if you are a diabetic or have to watch your sodium intake. But we talked about that. Yesterday we talked about when their brain forgets how to use utensils, you can begin to give them foods that they can just hold in their hands, like French fries, or they can hold a green bean, or chicken tenders. A lot of this stuff they can hold and doesn't have to be cut up. But I showed you the activity from the company Melissa and Doug that came with a wooden knife, and it didn't have any edges on it, so you didn't have to worry about them getting cut or anything like that. It came with a little cutting board, and it would come with different fruits and vegetables that were held together by little bitty round Velcro circles, and you would use the wooden knife to cut these apart, and then you could put them back together. But it would help the patient's brain try and retain how to use those utensils, because when they forget how to use those, they could sit there and not eat, and it's embarrassing to them. And the one thing you want to do is keep their dignity and their pride, because it's embarrassing to them. And so today we talked about this BOON, BOON, sippy cup. It's a subsidiary of the Tomy Company, TOMY. It comes with a plastic cup and 3 rubber bulb lids and a straw. What you do is put the liquid in the cup, put the bubble lid on, stick the straw through the hole, push down on the bulb, and that forces the liquid up through the straw into the patient's mouth. And so that way, when it hits their mouth, it would always cause mom to start, she'd keep sucking through the straw. So you didn't necessarily, with time, we had to keep pushing the bulb. But when we first started, when it would hit her mouth, she would automatically start sucking. It would come up on its own because she was sucking, but it just helped her remember that that's how that worked. And so that was a game changer, because you don't want your patient to get dehydrated. They can't tell you what you need, so it's like having a baby, and you have to kind of know what they want, learn their the way they do things, the way they look at you, if they can motion in any way. You've got to learn how to read them. And so I'm just trying to give you some things that will help you with their eating. You don't want them to get dehydrated. You don't want them not to eat. With mom, I would also get to where I would add, say, like a Boost or Ensure, something like that, that if she didn't eat food as good that day, then I would get her to drink one of those. That way I knew she was getting the vitamins and nutritions and things that she needed. Just like with my dad, we had to do that with my dad too. He had a feeding tube, but his was that real super concentrated Ensure that had a lot of calories and stuff like that in it. And so tomorrow, I think what we'll do is, I've got some different types of eating utensils that I'll show you that are easier to use and will help you, and you won't have to worry about metal or anything jabbing them or hurting their mouth or anything like that. There's things you can use for that. So hope everybody got something out of this. This cup is awesome. If I'm not mistaken, the best place to get this is on Amazon. I went on there and looked on Amazon. It seemed like the whole set was like maybe around $13 to $15 maybe, but it's well worth it. I haven't been able to find it in the stores per se, but you can go on Amazon and order this, and I promise you it'll be a game changer to help keep your person you love hydrated and keep them drinking. And it doesn't always, water is good for us. It doesn't always have to be water. You can buy the flavor packets to put in your water to make them think that they're drinking other stuff other than water, but yet you're still getting their hydration and stuff in them. And this cup will add to it, because it'll make them feel comfortable to drink, because it helps them out. So hope everybody got something from this. If you're getting anything from these videos, if they're helping you in any way, if you know somebody that is a first-time caregiver, I did not go to school for this. I used my imagination on a lot of this, and that's how I learned. I had bought a book, which I will go into one day and we'll talk about, that helped me. Now, did I sit down and read this whole book at one time? No, because I found that once I started that, it was bringing me down, or I could feel some of the old depression creeping back up. So I had to know. I would jump in and just look. If something had changed with mom, I would go in and look at that particular thing and find out what was going on. And if I started feeling some kind of way, I'd back out, and then I would automatically go listen to some good praise and worship music, or find something that would make me laugh or make me happy. So I had to learn how to use that book. It wasn't a book you sit down and just read the book. It was one that I had to read by whatever was taking place with her, but it was very helpful. So if this is helping you, I know sometimes when you're a caregiver, I can't tell you the days that I felt so alone, because you're at home by yourself with the patient. There comes a point to where they'll talk to you, and then there comes a point to where they won't talk unless you ask them something and they respond, and then there comes a time when they really can't respond and you don't have anyone to talk to. And I know that can cause depression and different things like that. And so I don't want anybody to do that. I'm open. If anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. There's never a stupid question, and what I'm here for is just to be able to help people, not talk above your head. A lot of what I saw when I was looking on YouTube and stuff was a lot of seminars or doctors, and they were talking above your head or over your head. And I'm one of those type people that I'm like, spit it out. You know, I don't care. I don't want the version you learned in medical school. I want you to give it to me in layman's terms. I want you to break it down. I want you to just tell me what it is. Don't sugarcoat it. Just get to the core of what it is, because then when you sugarcoat it, you really didn't get your message across, because you've done all of this to try to cushion what you're trying to say. So that's another thing. So I hope everybody has a great day. Remember, you can't care for someone else unless you care for yourself first. Hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.